We've been talking about Valorant, guys, on the YouTube channel and just, different aspects of this game. It's such a highly anticipated game to so many people, and I know that I'm one of those people who's very excited to see this game, in its totality come out, not in a beta version, but in its totality come out from an esports perspective, from just a competitive perspective, as well as just a casual experience. I'm excited for all of it because finally, it seems like there's a game in the form of Valorant that is coming for the throne of the first-person shooter. It definitely is chasing after the Call of Duties of the world, the Overwatches, the CSGOs, all these different first-person shooters that are trying to own the space. Valorant is coming for it all, and we made, when I first started the 8 Below show, we made an early episode talking about how Riot Games is aggressively seeking just the gaming world and being the king of video games, as well as just the king of esports in general. And I believe that is now completely something that is what Riot Games is attempting to do. With Valorant, certainly they're coming for the throne of the first-person shooter genre. And I think that there's a good chance that they could succeed if it's done well. Lots of people are very excited for this game. Lots of people are moving from other games over to Valorant, or it sounds like they at least will, from a competitive perspective. Well, in this segment of the show, guys, I want to talk about something a little bit more off topic with Valorant, that being a story mode, a campaign. Is that something that Valorant will have when the game first comes out? So let's talk about it. Guys, we all know that Riot Games up to this point, pretty much what they've explained is the esports side, the competitive side of Valorant and what they're planning on doing there. They talked about some of the heroes or some of the different characters that you can play as. They've talked about a lot of different things revolving around this game. But a couple of the things that they really haven't talked about are, is this going to be something that, has a story mode to it? Because to me, guys, I would love to see a story mode in a game like Valorant just because of the graphics, how bright and colorful, how different it is, and I think it would be really cool to have some sort of story mode. Now, at the same time, I feel that this is going to be a free-to-play game, unless something changes last minute. A free-to-play game, similar to that of like League of Legends and games like that, where it seems like it's going to be primarily a free-to-play multiplayer experience. So you can either, do competitive, you can just do a casual play, but it's all going to be, multiplayer. And it's free. And then, of course, you're going to have cosmetic items and things of that nature. One thing that I would love, even if, it's not a full-blown story, because obviously we know the resources you have to put in for a single-player story or a co-op story in a game like Valorant, especially, it's time-consuming, but it's also, costly at times. And when you're making a free-to-play game, it may just make more sense just to focus on the multiplayer aspect of things. Now, what I would love to see, though, is with each of the characters that you play as, having something similar to like what they did with Rainbow Six Siege, that being Ubisoft. Rainbow Six Siege had these operator missions where you played as each of those operators and you kind of got to know them, got to learn a little bit of their backstory, and it was usually short missions, but a lot of times were really, really cool, and I'd love to see something like that. Kind of like character missions where you learn how to utilize each of those characters in a way, and you also get to learn a little bit of their story. The same can be said for something like Black Ops 4 in the Call of Duty franchise, where they didn't have a full-blown campaign, but what they had was each of your different characters that you could play as, of course, within the multiplayer experiences. You could play their stories and understand like how to use those different specialists and use their different, whatever it was that they specialized in. And so I think having something similar to that, at least in Valorant, would be really cool for each of those characters. At the very least, I would love to see something like that. At the end of the day, though, guys, we know what Valorant's doing. Riot Games is coming. They are aggressively seeking victory in the first-person shooter space, something that we have not seen, guys, pretty much in gaming in general. A company in the form of Riot Games, who's only worked on one game, has been known for one game, is now spreading across multiple other genres within the video game landscape, and they're coming for the throne of all of those different, all of those different genres, whether you're talking about card games. I mean, you got Legends of Runeterra that are trying to take on the likes of like Hearthstone. You've got, now Valorant trying to take over the first-person shooter space. It's a very interesting thing. And I think that Valorant is obviously going up against some stiff competition, but man, there's some unique capabilities and unique aspects to Valorant that I think could really make it a real contender to take over the first-person shooter genre. Now, is it going to be something that happens overnight, or is it going to take time? It's probably going to take some time, guys. I mean, when you have games like CSGO, you have games like Call of Duty that are just massive in the form of, I mean, Call of Duty, is the best-selling game every single year. CSGO, guys, now that is, I mean, their player count is getting bigger and bigger as time goes. Valorant is coming, though, and now that these developers know this, I wonder how their strategies are potentially going to change. But let me know, guys, in the comment section below, do you guys want to see a story mode or like character missions or a full-blown campaign in Valorant, or are you okay with it just being a multiplayer experience? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and for more Valorant content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.